5 weird horror stories that are shockingly true. Hey guys, welcome back to Super Top 10s. Today we'll talk about 5 weird horror stories that are shockingly true. Let's head into it. Number 5. A deadly exorcism. In August 2016 in North London, 26-year-old Kennedy Ive began acting strange and aggressive. Following a pain in his throat, he reportedly bit his father, threatened to cut off his own penis, and complained of a python or snake inside of him, before his family restrained him to a bed with cable ties and excessive force. As the BBC reported, the family then set about attempting to cure Kennedy through restraint and prayer over the next 3 days, the court was told. His brother, Colin Ive, told police, "It's clear that thing was in him. What we believed was a demon, because it was not natural. It was clearly trying to kill him," he said. "We had to restrain him for himself. It was clear if we didn't restrain him, he could have tried to harm people in our family." Kennedy Ive had been bound to his bed for 3 days, without medical attention, what his brother called emergency services, explaining that Kennedy Ive was complaining of dehydration. He appeared to have developed breathing issues, and was pronounced dead at 10:17 a.m. As The Independent reported, while police were at the house of Colin Ive, allegedly carried out an attempted resurrection by chanting and praying for Mr. Ive. All 7 of Kennedy Ive's family members were accused of manslaughter, false imprisonment, and causing or allowing death of a vulnerable adult. A post-mortem examination revealed over 60 wounds, including a possible bite on Kennedy Ive's body, and his father, Kenneth Ive, along with 4 of his brothers, sustained injuries as well. Number 4. Dead animals in the walls. When the Bretsuis family decided to insulate their home in Auburn, Pennsylvania in 2015, they discovered that it already had been, with scores of dead animal carcasses. As Fox reported, the dead animals were wrapped in newspapers from 1930s and 40s, and were among half-used spices and other items. After removing the items, they sent hundreds of artifacts and carcasses to an expert in Kutztown. The expert attributed the rotting animals in their walls to powwow, or Dutch magic, a ritual originating in the culture of Pennsylvania Dutch to treat ailments and gain physical and spiritual protection. The Pennsylvania Dutch were a group of German-speaking settlers to Pennsylvania in the 1600s and 1700s, and are often of Lutheran, Mennonite, or Amish faiths. The Washington Post notes on the magic, many of the spells deal with the care of livestock, finding water, or the treatment of minor ailments, reflecting the conditions and concerns of early American settlers. But powwow also has within it a tradition of darker spells, and even of such things as conjuring demons. Number 3. Florida devil worshipping. Friends noticed that Daniel Harkins, a 35-year-old school teacher near St. Pittsburgh, Florida, started acting strangely in June of 2012, developing an interest in demonic rituals. Soon after, she was arrested for abuse of 7 of her former students. As the Tampa Bay Times reported, Daniel Harkins told the kids they needed to rid of their bodies of demons as the group gathered before dusk Saturday around a small fire near the St. Petersburg Pier. They should cut their skin to let the evil spirits out, police said. She told the children. Then they needed to burn the wounds to ensure that those spirits will not return. When Harkins held a lighter to one teen's hand, wind blew the flame out, police said. That prompted her to douse his hand in perfume before setting it on fire. The boy suffered second-degree burns, police said. Another teen was cut on the neck with a broken bottle, police said. Harkins used the flame to heat a small key, which he then used to cauterize the wound. The police were notified because a friend of one of these students who participated in the ritual raised alarms. However, none of the students themselves told their parents about the event or would comment following the arrest of Harkins for aggravated battery and child abuse. NBC reported investigators said they'd spoken to Harkins, but she didn't spell out what type of religion would require such drastic measures. She hasn't informed us exactly what she was trying to accomplish with this, Poets of St. Petersburg Police Department said. Number 2. The Phone Stalker. In 2007, ABC News documented a series of cell phone calls to families with terrifyingly specific death threats. The identified callers knew exactly what families were doing and what they were wearing. The families say the calls come in at all hours of the night, threatening to kill their children, their pets, and grandparents. Voicemails arrive, playing recordings of their private conversations, including one with a local police detective. The caller knows, the family said, what they're wearing and what they're doing, and after months of investigating, police seems powerless to stop them. This went on with the Kaikano family for months, who reported a caller with a scratchy voice threatening to slit their throats. When the Faircrest, Washington police tried to find the culprit, the calls were traced back to the Kaikandos' own phones, even when they were turned off. It got worse. The Kaikandos and 2 other Faircrest families told ABC News that they believe the callers are using their cell phones to spy on them. They say the hackers know their every move, where they are, what they're doing, and what they're wearing. The callers have recorded private conversations, the families and police said, including a meeting with a local detective. 5. Number 1. The Watcher. After moving into their $1.3 million dream home, a New Jersey family started receiving creepy death threats from someone who identified themselves as the Watcher. As CBS News reported earlier this year, since moving in, the owners said they have received numerous letters from the mysterious person. The Watcher claimed their home has been the subject of my family for decades and have been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming, Castro reported. The new owners have several children, and others' letters ask, have they found out what's in the walls yet? And I am pleased to know your names now, and the name of the young blood you have brought to me. The family was forced to flee from their home and later filed a lawsuit against the previous owners. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.